ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the one and only Charlie Brown. And once again, it's time to go around the town with Charlie Brown. And as I present to you my third movie in the Halloween blast, where you get 4 movies for me to tell you about, 2 from the past, 2 from the present. And the 2 from the present that just recently came out, number 1 movie was the movie Barbarian, which you haven't guys haven't had a chance to see it. Go check it out. It's still in theaters right now. And the second movie is the movie Pearl. If you guys haven't seen that, go check out the movie that came out before Pearl, which so happens to be the movie called X. If you really want to get a grasp of what's going on in that movie, and actually watching the order like this, watch Pearl first, and then go watch X. If you're checking out and you're picking up what I'm putting down. Because if you are, it's in your backpack, and you know exactly what I mean. Now, today, I'm going to go a little bit further back, and this movie I'm going to talk about, I know a lot of people didn't really take too kindly of it, didn't really like it that much, said that, you know, it was a mockery and all this other stuff, but it's so happened to be one of my favorite Halloween movies, one of my favorite scary movies. And it's mainly because it has two villainous characters in there. One from Nightmare on Elm Street, and the other one from the film series called Friday the 13th. Which, by the way, if you guys don't remember, in the first Friday the 13th movie, it wasn't Jason. It was his mother that was the killer. Jason popped out at the end. Woo! And then that took you to the second one. Woo! Anyway, so with that being said, let's jump into the third movie in the Halloween blast. And the third movie is having to be Freddy versus Jason. Again, Freddy, which comes from Nightmare on Elm Street. And let me just give you a little bit of background on the characters. So, Freddy Krueger was a very, very messed up man, Mr. Pedophile, Mr. Burn Kids Up. That's who he was. Okay, so he would hurt kids. Then he died, but instead of die, he became more powerful, and he ended up in the nightmares of people on Elm Street. Only people that knew him, and that's how he became so powerful. Only if they saw him in their nightmares, and they kept bringing his name up and talking about him and stuff like that. That's what gave him the powers, the nightmares. So after a while, people stopped thinking about Freddy. He was like, I gotta figure out a way how to come back. You know, after Freddy was dead, he was gone, dead as a doorknob. So what Freddy decided to do was recruit Jason, pretend to be Jason's mom, because Freddy can do that in your nightmares. He can pretend to be different things and change into different things and stuff. So Freddy Krueger pretended to be Jason's mom to get Jason to show up then to go leave Camp Crystal Lake, because they all had their old stomping grounds. You know, Freddy Krueger had Elm Street, then Jason had Camp Crystal Lake. So Jason, who's also dead, he ends up leaving because remember you guys always hear kill. That's pretty much his mom telling him to kill. Crazy, right? So Freddy ended up pretending to be Jason's mom, getting in his head to get Jason to go to kill all these kids to make everybody believe that Freddy was back so he can get more powerful. But Jason went on the killing spree, ended up killing people that was taken away from Freddy being on his killing spree. So Jason was going around getting all buck wild and just chopping people up with his machete, and Freddy didn't like that. So since Freddy didn't like that, Freddy was like, man, screw you, I'm gonna get in your head and mess you up. So not only did he mess him up, wait, did I say spoiler alert at the beginning? Oh god. Anyway, spoiler alert. I'll give you a minute. Yep. A minute. All right. So now you watch the movie and now you all caught up. You understand what I'm saying? So Freddy's mad at him, and now it comes the battle royal of the century. They end up going from Freddy's neck of the woods to Jason's neck of the woods. They bring Freddy into the real world, and the two of them proceeds to beat the dog crap out of each other, and it is wild. Let me tell you some of my favorite things about the movie. The fact that Freddy Krueger turned into Jason's mom in the first place to get him to do his bidding freaking makes me laugh just thinking about it. The fact that Freddy Krueger, at one point in the movie, I don't know if anybody caught up to this, but this so happened to be one of my favorite scenes in the movie. So Freddy Krueger is in the real world. He's looking back and forth. He's like, ooh, I'm going to kill this girl right here. But then her friend shows up, who so happened to be Kelly Rowland. Yeah, that Kelly Rowland. Yeah, that one. So she shows up, and she's standing like, oh, Freddy, you ain't nothing. You a little dude, whatever. And Freddy looks, and he's conflicted, like, do I want to kill this person first, or want to kill her first? And he realizes, and he says, now I didn't realize, but he says, dark meat. I laughed my butt off. Freddy and his jokes. Anyway, Also, another thing about the movie that I really liked is the fact that the parents sent some of the kids away to like a crazy home because they kept talking about Freddy, even though you knew Freddy was real. It's like, yo, it's kind of messed up. Okay. Also, my favorite thing about this movie, okay, Freddy, aside from Freddy and Jason actually fighting, like literally Freddy was dropping elbows on my man, like Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, dig it. The thing that I love the most about this movie is the soundtrack. It has some of the greatest bands, well, not the greatest, but some of my favorite bands, some of my personally favorite bands. I know it gets weird when you throw out the word great, but if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the soundtrack for this movie, please go check it out. Some of the best songs that I've heard in the early 2000s were on this album. As a matter of fact, these songs are some of the songs that get me through my day. Sometimes when I'm feeling down, I just pop on the Freddy versus. Well, that's weird. When I feel down, I pop on the Freddy versus Jason soundtrack to make myself feel better. Huh. That's a thing. All in all, if you guys haven't had a chance to check this out, please go check it out. It's an enjoyable movie. I wouldn't say it's like an ultimate clash between two titans. I wouldn't call it that. I wouldn't say that, oh, look at this, Freddy and Jason, it's going to be a big old gore fest, and this is what you're really looking for if you're into slasher movies. I'm not going to say that. But the movie is entertaining, and it is enjoyable. And if you are a fan of either one of those franchises, being Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm pretty much sure that you will like and enjoy these characters and the movie itself. If you can pick up what I'm putting down, Around the Town, Charlie Brown. It's number 3. One left. Let's go.